What is going on, guys? Back for the Love of the Sports podcast. Your boy Ryan on the mic as usual. And man, big news in the NFL today. Quarterback Carson Wentz is now expected to move on within the next coming weeks and end his Philadelphia Eagles tenure. Shocking to me because when I thought head coach Doug Peterson was fired, I didn't see Wentz sticking around. I thought that was going to be Wentz or Peterson, and obviously now at this point it looks like both are going to exit. And surprising to me, Wentz was pretty successful there in Philadelphia. He was almost the MVP of the NFL. For that season that they went to the Super Bowl. If he didn't get injured, he was going to win MVP that year. And just like that, that's how quick things can turn in the NFL. Literally 3 years ago, this guy was possibly an MVP, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and after injuries, riddled his last couple seasons, and then literally having no offensive weapons in Philadelphia, I think was just a nail in the coffin for him in Philadelphia. And I think the Eagles really messed up on this. I think they made a terrible decision this year in not drafting Justin Jefferson in the draft. They ended up obviously drafting Jalen Reagor, who still has some promise. It's just that Jefferson was the obvious choice. Literally everyone knew that, and I think that killed him because he literally had no offensive weapon. Plus, Reagor was out like half the year with an injury. Zach Ertz this year was injured. Alshon Jeffrey, nowhere to be found, injured as usual. Deshaun Jackson, also injured as usual, nowhere to be found. They literally had nobody for this guy to be successful with. Nobody. And the only reason that Jalen Hurts was somewhat successful this year when he came in is because he could run. Carson Wentz is mobile, but not to the same level as Jalen Hurts. And it's just crazy because they knew that they had no weapons going into the season. They knew that their receivers and tight ends. Ertz, I thought last offseason they were looking possibly to trade him. They do have Dallas Goedert, who I think is a good tight end, but he's always hurt too. They knew this going into the season, and you draft Reagor instead of the obvious selection Jefferson, and I think from there the season was doomed for the Eagles. And it's cool to see that where Wentz is actually going to land. Where is he going to end up? Because there's so many teams that could use a Carson Wentz, and teams like the Indianapolis Colts could need him. The Carolina Panthers, the Raiders could use him. The Niners, another team. The list goes on and on. I mean, so many guys would want Carson Wentz's ability, and I still think he has potential to be a franchise quarterback. I just think that, honestly, the reason why he was bad in Philadelphia was just the team was just pitiful. Literally no one good surrounding him, and it's just pathetic that, they had this guy, a franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz. They went out and drafted a quarterback this year to replace him when I didn't even think they should have. They should have drafted receivers and, help for him. And just like that, the coach was fired, and it looks like he's getting traded this week. And just so surprising. Like I said, the Eagles have, been known to making bonehead decisions. And I just think this is another one because Jalen Hurts is going to have the same exact thing happen to him next year if they don't get help for him. I mean, what are they going to do with no receivers again? I mean, it's not like they're going to get – I mean, they better draft a receiver. I mean, realistically, they have to draft the receiver. They have to get free agents to go there and play wide receiver or at least tight end because I think Ertz is at the ladder of his career now. I think he's – he had his really great career. He was, just injury prone at this point. That's what it seems like. And they have Goddard, who's pretty good, but – they need a speedster, a possession. They need a bunch of guys on that team. And I just think that Wentz got the shit end of the stick, realistically. And I'm kind of happy for him because I want him gone off that team. I want him gone off Philadelphia. And like I said, he's going to be much better, in my opinion, on, imagine if he went to the Niners this year coming up. San Francisco 49ers, they have one of the best defenses in the league. Going to be healthy. They got George Kittle back. Hopefully Nick Bosa's back by the start of next season. And that team would be terrific with him. I think Garoppolo is gone. I think he's long gone. I mean, he's barely played. And if you look at, he's been there for 4 years. I think he's played 32 games. Terrible. He's played 2 seasons out of 4. Almost been injured for the entirety of his tenure in, San Fran. I think he's gone. And if I were them, I'd get rid of him. Why would you want that guy at this point? Why would anyone want Jimmy Garoppolo? He's literally always hurt. And when he's hurt, he's no better than Carson Wentz. I think he's way worse, in my opinion. I think Carson Wentz has a better arm than him, and he is more mobile. Simple as that. Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Garoppolo. He can easily replace him. They just somehow got to move his ridiculous contract that Jimmy G has. But Even the Redskins, I could see that happening. Wouldn't that be sick if he got traded to the Redskins and had to play Philadelphia 2 times a year? I mean, he could destroy them. At least they have receivers. I mean, they have Terry McLaurin, great young receiver. They got good running backs there. They got J.D. McKissick, obviously Antonio Gibson. They have good tight ends. They got Thomas. They got a lot of good weapons, at least better than Philadelphia, and you get to play against your old team. I could definitely see that happen. Plus, Ron Rivera, I think, is a great coach for him. I think he's a terrific coach, Ron Rivera, in Washington. So I could definitely see that happening. And honestly, that kind of would be a cool fit to watch. Washington with, Carson Wentz. I mean, that's what you want to see. That's like the NFC, staying in the NFC and then beating your team. That's like when Favre went to the Vikings and was playing the Packers. Like, that was awesome. I want to see that again. So hopefully he makes the right decision. Like I said, if the Colts somehow end up getting him, my God, that team is going to be scary. Because literally all they needed was a mobile quarterback this year to an extent, and they would have advanced deep into the playoffs because Rivers literally couldn't move, dude. Like, Phillip Rivers was a great quarterback, terrific career. This year, though, he was literally incapable of moving out of the pocket, and I just think that I mean it's just pathetic. And they knew that Rivers was going to be a one-year fill-in, and it is what it is. But everyone knew that Rivers was done. He showed it in his last few years in Los Angeles with the Chargers. He was washed, and I think this year he was just a fill-in for 1 year. But Wentz, I'm telling you, if they get Carson Wentz next year, that team is going to be scary. Rumors about Andrew Luck circulating, possibly returning. Pat McAfee alluded to that in text messages. Dude, Luck is not coming back. I'm telling everybody right now, Andrew Luck is not coming back to the NFL. Why would he? He's literally retired, solidified. He's done with football. I don't even know why this is coming up. And everyone knows that he's not a player that's going to change his mind. I mean, look at Andrew Luck. If you were to think he's going to come back after making a decision, I never thought that. I knew right when he retired he was probably done forever. And realistically, and finally it sucks because imagine if he was on that team now, Andrew Luck with the Indianapolis, they finally have an offensive line to actually protect him for the first time in his career. That ruined him. That ruined his career, having literally no one to protect him. If he was protected like he is now with Quentin Nelson and that sure offensive line, oh my God, that team would literally be like a Super Bowl favorite. I swear to God, they would be just as good as Kansas City. Andrew Luck on that team with that offensive line, good defense, good running game. They didn't have any of that when he was there. And I would love to see Andrew Luck come back. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks when he was in the league. Whoever it is that goes there, that's a decent quarterback. If it's Wentz or if it's somehow Luck comes back, which I don't think he will. Even Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's kind of the same thing as Rivers, can't really move, but I think Matt Ryan can still get it done. That would be nice to see Matt Ryan out of Atlanta. I think his tenure's done there. I think he's rotting there. I think the team sucks. I think that the ownership sucks. I think they've done a pathetic job. Dan Quinn, when he was there, was the worst thing that could have happened. That was the worst thing that could have happened to that team was Dan Quinn. He was there for so long. Look what they did with Raheem Morris for 7-8 games this year. Way better. Dan Quinn sucked, man. I don't know what they saw in him. They saw that at Seattle defense with all those Hall of Famers on the team, and they thought he was going to be a good guy in Atlanta. Good coach. No, he's not. He was good because of a team, not because he's good at coaching. He sucks at coaching. I would never give him a job ever again. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just wanted to give you guys, for the love of the sports, my insight on what I thought about the Wentz trade. Like I said, I hope he goes to a good team. I hope Philadelphia actually gets something for him. I mean, what are they actually going to get for him, though? We just saw what happened with the Lions, and my God, the Lions got so much for Matthew Stafford that it's actually disgusting. It's embarrassing that they actually got that much, because what the hell were the Rams thinking? They gave away their whole future, mortgaged their whole future for Matthew Stafford, 32 years old. No way, dude. Guaranteed, watch. Carson Wentz is literally going to get traded for a fraction of what they got Matthew Stafford for, and he might do better. He honestly might do better on whatever team he goes to, and I'm telling you right now, Wentz is going to go for cheap because they know they want to get rid of him. He's going to go for a first-round pick. 1, not 2, not a quarterback like they got, not a third-round pick. They're going to get maybe, at best, in my opinion, at best, 1 first-round pick. If that, a second and a player maybe. I could literally see a second-round pick and another player. That's it. My God. Surefire, starting quarterback, in my opinion, Carson Wentz for a second-round pick. A possible franchise quarterback for a second-round pick. I would do that all day if I was a team. They would be stupid not to. So we'll see what the Eagles do. I think they should try to get the best they can, but I realistically, I don't see them getting a lot for him. I really don't. Especially because the way he ended his tenure in Philadelphia, getting benched for a rookie quarterback, what the hell are they going to get for him? At least Stafford has been consistent the last few years. Wentz hasn't. He's been injured. He's also been on that terrible team. So, who's to say, he goes for the cheap, and I think it's going to be a bargain for whatever team gets him. I really do. So, that's my insight on this, guys. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys tuning in for the love of the sports. Appreciate it. Let's go.